what it is. It's your boy Diesel from Diesel TV. All right, man, I'm coming to y'all with another story, man. And this story goes back to when I was a rookie. I was probably maybe a rookie for, I know I was a rookie for less than a year because I was just getting out of my FTO, my field training, and I was still being shadowed by another officer. So I was probably probably a sheriff's deputy for maybe 4 or 5 months, maybe 3 or 4 months, somewhere around there. I was a sheriff's deputy for just for a little while. And a call came out. It was a call for a noise ordinance call, loud noise. One of the neighbors had complained about another neighbor they're having the music too loud. So I roll up out there, you know what I'm saying? And the guy that I was with, he was like, you know, he doesn't feel like he needed to go with me this time. So I can go ahead and handle it myself. Just call him and let him know what happened right after I get done with the call or whatever. So get up there and knock on the door. Then I hear some loud music coming from the garage, kind of like, man, the garage was closed, but I hear some loud music coming from the garage. Knock on the door, he doesn't hear me. Start banging on the door so he can hear me or whatever. Guy comes to the door and he says, hey, how can I help you? I was like, hey, man, we got a loud noise ordinance, man. Everything all right, man? Just want to make sure everything was okay here and all that stuff. Was asking questions I really didn't need to ask, man. Basically, all I really needed to tell him was turn the music down, and that was it. But I go on asking him some questions about, you know, what's going on, who all is in the house, you know what I'm saying? Is everybody all right in the house? Basically trying to turn it into a welfare check. I don't know why. I have no idea why I was doing this, but I was doing it, you know, dumb young rookie, and basically trying to, you know, overstep my boundaries. I did overstep my boundaries, actually. I did overstep my boundaries. But so the guy says, you know, everything's all good. And I was like, well, I told him, I said I had a loud noise complaint. He's all right, well, I'll just turn it down or whatever. And when he goes to walk away from the door, I kind of like walk in. Like, I go to walk in. And he turns around and he says, you don't need to come in. Everything's all good. And basically, I was just like, oh, no, I'm coming in because I'm investigating a call. So I'm coming in, bro. You ain't going to stop me from coming in this house. He didn't give up, you know, a huge fight, but he was just like, he didn't want me coming in. And I was like, I'm coming in anyway. I don't care if you want me to come in or not. I'm the police. So I make my way into the house. Lo and behold, the reason why he didn't want me coming in, because it's probably kind of embarrassing. He was watching porn on the TV, and it was pretty loud too, so I told him to turn that down. And I was just like, man, look, you ain't got to be so, you know, what I was telling him was, man, you ain't got to be so combative, man. I'm just here doing a job, you know what I'm saying? This and that. Thought I was, you know, top flight or whatever. He was just like, nah, man, you know, I didn't feel like you needed to come in my house. I was going to turn the music down. I didn't feel like you needed to come in the house. And I was just like, okay, well, now that you turn the music down, everybody good, or you're the only one here, this is snack. Went on with the questioning for some odd reason, went on with the questioning. He was like, nobody else is here. And I looked around a little bit. I didn't really go through the house, but I looked around a little bit, make sure nobody else was there, nobody was hurt or anything like that. Called myself doing my job. So I go to leave. I go meet up with my FTO, and I'm like, yo, man, there's like, because this was like literally one of the first calls that I've answered by myself. It was like the first or second like call I actually answered by myself. No help, nobody there with me or anything like that. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I showed him who was boss son. Went back to my FTO. I was like, yeah, this happened. You know, he tried to stop me from coming in the house, and I told him, nah, you ain't stopping me from coming in the house. And my FTO was like, excuse me, say what? You did what? Huh? I said, yeah, he was trying to stop me from coming in the house. And I was like, nah, because, you know, and the FTO was like, you did what? And I started looking at him, and I was like, oh shit, I done up. I done messed up or something. I don't know. I was like, yeah, man, I wanted to make sure you turn the music down. And my FTO was like, did you get consent to go into the house? I said, he tried to stop me, but I went in anyways. He was like, You violated this man's rights over a loud noise complaint? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, bro, one thing you don't do, there is one thing you don't do, is force your way into a person's house over nothing, especially when you don't have consent or a search warrant. You don't ever force your way in nobody's house. So I was like, what, why? Because, I mean, we were investigating. So I was just like lost, kind of like, why couldn't I just, you know, why couldn't I be the police? Like, everything I thought it was, you know what I'm saying? Why couldn't I be the police? What did I do wrong? Basically busted my bubble, man, like totally busted my bubble. My FTO at the time was my boy Tim Vanderberg, man, who we're going to be very good friends, man. Very knowledgeable guy, but very good friends, man. He told me he was basically, Vanderberg told me, man, he just like explained to me that, you know, when it comes to somebody's house, man, that's their castle. You don't want nobody walking up in your stuff. You don't walk up in nobody else's stuff unless you are invited or you have paperwork saying that you can. That's the only time you go up in somebody's house. Other than that, you don't just go up and force your way up in somebody's house. So basically, ever since then, man, I've known, like, you can't just go up in somebody else's house, man. And I wanted to tell y'all guys this story is because, like, there are a lot of mistakes that happen from that police officers do. Police officers make a lot of mistakes. They do, all right? A lot of it is because of their knowledge. Just because somebody has been there for years does not mean that they have all the knowledge. Now, something like that, going in somebody's house or something like that, that is something that you should know as a police officer. But there are other things that police officers just don't know, and they enforce crimes, or they enforce things thinking that they're enforcing the right thing, but they're not, all right? So guys, just keep that in mind. You know, police officers are human also, and they can make mistakes. I made a huge mistake, didn't have no idea I was making a mistake at the time. I mean, literally didn't have any idea. And with that being said, I have a few other stories that I'll be telling, because as a police officer, when I was a police officer, these stories are when I was a police officer and I just didn't know I was making the I was making a mistake, you know what I'm saying, at the time when I made the mistake. So you guys just keep that in mind, all right? I hope you guys enjoyed this story. This was just something quick I wanted to bring to y'all guys real quick. But I hope you enjoyed this story. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed. And y'all know what it is, man. I'm out.